Really? It's there was a lot of noise in our ears before we started this.
I enjoyed that.
Welcome to House Eats Presents, Sean. Oh, we have a lively group here. They all made it here in the rain. Thank you for coming out in the rain and supporting House Eats Presents. Sean Coey's here.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks,
She's wearing her musical notes on her body.
My mom got me this
on her
shirt.
bodice. Is your mom watching?
No. But she will later.
Where's your mom live?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I bet it's cold there right now. There wasn't much noise out there. I apologize for my tissues in advance. And the snorting I might do in the sound. Yeah. Scott's not too happy with that sound. But I did say, thank you for the tissues, Chelsea. But, I am like an old woman, so I'm going to hold those here for our interview.
Nice.
Because, those allergies come and go in this freaking town.
Yeah, it sucks.
I know. And you know what I said? It's like the schizophrenic weather outside.
Yeah.
Because one day it's raining and cold, one day it's hot.
This is that perfect time of year.
Exactly.
It doesn't know what season it is.
No, it doesn't.
In Vegas.
Like Donald Trump's speech yesterday. Very schizophrenic.
I missed that completely.
Good. Be glad.
He's going
be
to
glad.
have like a recap on today. He's doing something today.
Jason was irritated because, of course, it interrupted Live with Kelly.
I'm glad I missed it.
Right? He's like all of a sudden watching an interview on Live with Kelly, and I don't know who was the co-host with her. Because she has changing co-hosts. I'd love that job. Kelly, hire me too. It's fun. Watch my videos. Then it interrupted. Was that thunder? Oh, shit. See, the Lord hath rained down on me.
Yes.
That's Scott's sound effects. But yeah, so then it interrupted The Price is Right as well, and then he lost all his shit over that because no one can interrupt Drew Carey
and
the Showcase Showdown. So, welcome back to the show. This is your second time on the show.
Second time on the show. Woo!
She's a pro at the show. We had you on in the first time when we were talking about Jagged Little Pill when we did our set list shows.
It's been like 2 years.
It has. And we have some video if Scott is queued up. Oh, he's not ready. I was just trying to throw him off, Take a question from the audience. Yes, you. All right. So there's video of you doing Perfect over at the Vinyl. At the Hard Rock.
Right.
Which was our very first House Seats show we did. They can hear the sound in the audience. We can't hear it. But Sean kills it. This little powerhouse, I swear on my life. No, we assembled the three most fabulous. I've got goosebumps now because I remember this.
It was so fun.
I remember this.
So much fun.
This was my own personal concert because I told Andy, I said the very first show I want to do is Alanis Morissette. Yeah. Who cares if no one comes? I'm just kidding.
I feel the same way.
No,
I feel the same way.
But happily, we reprised the show again at House of Blues because they loved it so much. But this show has a special point in my heart. And first of all, that year we did it, it was the 20th anniversary of the album.
Right.
Which she had then re-released, 10 years prior when she did the acoustic version. See, there I go again with my nose. Sorry.
No, that was one of my favorite albums growing up, too.
And you killed it.
Oh, thank you.
You know why you killed it? Not to knock Ann or Nikki. You knew all the words. Oh. Like all the time. Like you didn't even need to look because you lived the album. I lived the album too. I lived it with my friend Kelly. Like she and I sang, I think Ann did Forgiven, right? I think Ann did that one.
Yeah, we kind of split it up.
You all came in together, but that was song. Even when it's on random in my car and all of a sudden an Alanis Morissette song comes on from the album, I'm taken right back to our show.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen her live.
I've never got to see her live either.
And our show absolutely killed it.
I loved it. I was glad to be a part of it.
You literally.
It was one of my favorite albums.
Oh my God.
Thanks, man.
So my love affair with you happened a long time ago.
Well, I grew up on that album. Like that's our generation. And I figured
as I drink my gin and she keeps drinking her water, you can tell who's generation. I'm pickling myself, so it's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Because I'm trying to be good. But yeah. So I mean, I grew up on that album, and when we found out we were going to do that, I was like, I know this album well enough. I should just go out. I need to try to memorize it as well as I can because I've listened to it forever. And
it's true. I mean, you know what? My mom always teased me because we'd be in the car as I was younger, and I'd sing along to shows or songs. She's like, "How do you know the words to all that? But you can't understand your scriptures." That was when I went to church. Okay, and I said because it's put to music, Mom. I was grew up Mormon. That's what happens.
Oh, so you know.
Little guilt trip going on. And I think she grew up Catholic, so obviously that was the reason for her angst and challenges and whatnot. So we all related.
Totally.
We all related to the stories. So obviously at the top of the show, we always talk about what we kind of did over the weekend.
Okay.
And you can give input as you want because there's some fun things that happen over the weekend. First of all, we don't have video of it, but we have the Grammy Awards. Now, did you watch any of this Grammy Awards?
You did. I did. I actually watched.
Whose performances did you catch?
I caught Metallica, Lady Gaga, Morris Day, and
what you caught of Metallica
Bruno
in the
Mars.
beginning, right? Because sound.
I saw the replay.
Yeah.
So I missed the first airing of it, but
so did the rest of America.
Yeah, that's what I.
They apparently they're blaming one of the members of the band for cutting off his sound, but that's
a bummer.
Well, I want to ask you because you're on tour and when things like that happen, technical things happen all the time. Obviously on live shows,
right?
But the rush to get a new mic or anything did not happen.
Which is weird.
It's fine they shared a mic, him and Lady Gaga. Who out saying who, I don't know. But it's tough.
But that's strange to me because normally, at least in my experience, there's unless you're doing a smaller production, or even if you are,
right,
there's somebody on the side of the stage waiting for stuff like that to happen who's going to run out and fix it.
Yeah.
And so
it's the Staples Center for crying out loud. I mean, it's not like it's like, oh, it's a little venue we're playing today.
It was a Grammy.
Yeah.
I thought that was really weird. And when I watched it for the first time, which was like the repeat performance, I thought that's really weird. Like something's going on, and James Hetfield's going to be pissed. So
like what happens?
He looks really
after,
mad, and it was really
what
weird.
Happens after in the green room? That's what you want to find out. Like after camera, backstage, what happens?
Yeah, like
Lady Gaga sang her face off for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
sang her butt up.
She is amazing.
She is. Yeah.
First day halftime show, she killed that.
I thought so too. Well, I did think it was a little strange to have her with Metallica though, because personally, I was like, Metallica, one of the things I love about Metallica is that they don't need anybody else.
Right.
They just go out there and they're like, awesome.
But the Grammys is known for mashups. I mean, they do that.
That's true.
The odd thing about this year's mashups is they were very, besides the Metallica and Lady Gaga one, I felt like a lot of them were just very, like there was no brainer. Like Keith Urban and Carrie Underwood. I was like, first of all, I don't know one Keith Urban song in my whole Rolodex of nothing. So I was like tuning that out. But there was no obvious like unusual mixes together. Like one year when I worked for Blue Man Group way back in the day, we were on because we were on like I was still with them. They were on and they were nominated for a new category, which I think they made up a new category for Beyonce to win Best Urban Album. What the fuck? Whatever. We partnered with Jill Scott, Blue Man Group, and Moby.
Oh wow,
that was a mashup.
That
people were like standing up, going, "What the hell?" Because we were nominated. They were nominated for a best instrumental or some instrumental pop or whatever album for an album that Blue Man Group did.
Okay.
And to coincide with the show. And they partnered up with Moby and Jill Scott, and it was absolutely an incredible performance.
Yeah.
Because they had the drumming of the Blue Man.
Yeah.
And Moby's sort of ethereal sound and Jill Scott just belting it out. It was the most unusual. And I was at the time working for them, but I went to the Grammys as a seat filler.
Okay.
So I got to sit in the audience. Cool. Yeah, it was cool. I got to sit in the audience while the group that I was working with was killing it,
awesome.
live on the Grammys. The lighting was amazing. And I think they even had some more interesting mashups that same year. So you were hoping for more of that diversity.
Right.
And they pull a lot of these, mostly popular mainstream people to be, I think they gave Beyonce, like 15 minutes on there? I was like, what the hell is that? I mean, she's talented.
Yeah, she was.
But I don't know what the hell that was.
It was very artistic.
I was more worried when she was a pregnant woman pulling the chair down. Y'all remember
that? I didn't see
Did y'all watch that? Oh,
no.
YouTube that moment. You're like, you're pregnant with twins and you're being pulled backwards in that chair. You're like, I hope that chair has a lot of weight give.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that would not be pretty.
I hope that chair works better than James Hetfield's microphone.
Oh, of course.
What?
Rihanna was out in the audience with a Diamante flask. And she was, and her very, very big underboob coming out of her top.
She kind of looked disappointed when I remember.
She always has a look on her face.
Kind of like.
And see, some people there was one girl that performed. Is her name Andra Day? She looks kind of like Rihanna. She came out and sang a song too, and I was like, she looks like Rihanna.
Oh.
Scott can Google that while he's on over there and say, look up Andra Day. Look up Andra Day.
I loved.
can't find
I love
things on a
Alicia
whim.
Keys and the
Alicia Keys.
girl, and the other girl, the newer artist that won.
And she wore makeup, he said. Who was she with? She was with somebody.
The newer girl that won it.
Marina. The girl that won, or she was nominated for Best New Artist.
I think she won.
She won. And then you saw Adele.
And I saw Adele.
Do you see Adele
her stop?
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a lot of controversy
Right.
I've seen on people's messages, and I avoid it all. I avoid most of Facebook unless it's plugging the show. My small plug every Friday. Tune on in 10 minutes for the show. Just the worst. But people were commenting about, how dare she stop? You can't hear your cue. And it was and first of all, I love that she started it over again because most times people, especially in the Grammys, you hope they start over again because you hear people perform. And I've heard people perform over the years who are like, that was rough. Madonna or people who try to sing and don't know how. They just, but as soon as she changed that and started over again, amazing performance.
I was glad she did that too because I don't remember if it was the Grammys last year or if it was another show that she sang on. I think it was the Grammys, but it was the same thing. Like the next day it was like, oh, the guitar was out of tune, and everyone thought, oh, she was really flat, and then it kind of was like, oh, the guitar was out of tune. So I'm glad that she stopped, and I kind of was like, well, I wish they would have stopped Metallica and Lady Gaga.
Same thing, yeah. I mean, it's hard to stop and start over that energy that was there, but it's the same thing. You're watching that going,
but if it's that
give them a do-over. Yeah, they missed half of his vocals.
Yeah, so I'd rather have, seen the actual performance the way it was supposed to be.
So on tour, of course that's a segue. Okay. We're always good at doing that. So when you're on tour with, say, Sean has been on the tour with the likes of Meatloaf and Diana Ross. And he's cueing me for something I will get to in a second. I love how he wants to bring me back in. By the way, I was looking for clips out there, wasn't we, of Andre Day? Okay, let me use my tissue again. And sniff in my little sound machine. He loves that noise so much. When you're on tour, I'm getting slapped now. When you're on tour, say Meatloaf or Dweezil Zappa, and things like this happen in venues, it's excusable to a degree. And you can start something over, but you can get past things primarily because you can just sing your face off without, right? Oh, like what happens to you when moments like this happen on the road?
Luckily, there were no major things yet that have happened, knock on wood. But there were times that I thought, well, what if I drop my microphone and it rolls into the audience? Then you know that there's somebody that's on the side getting ready to hand you a new microphone. But there were no major train wrecks other than, as far as Meatloaf, he will throw something different in every night. So especially towards like the end of the last run, he was doing stuff that he would just throw me under the bus and make me look like crap.
Oh shit!
He would just wait to see.
He just make a song that he wants to do and just see what's going on.
No, but like in the middle of the Paradise by the dashboard, like when it breaks down and we do the improv section, like he'll just go off. Yeah. He'll just go into character, and I think the longest that they ever did was like 25 minutes of improv in the middle of that number, and that number's already like 12 minutes long.
Got it.
So he would just throw stuff in there every once in a while, and it's like.
Well, just keeping y'all on your toes.
Yeah, keeping me on my toes. Like I think he liked to test to see where he could go, and but other than that, technically, we would have the sound would crash on occasion, but it kind of got the band's been playing it for so long in both of the instances. Meatloaf's on a track. There's a track bass, but Dweezil's not. So if things fall apart, it's a little different on each side,
Yeah, you're like,
but then
and
Dweezil,
keep the track going.
Like that music is so, like that music is so crazy though with Dweezil Zappa. It's so like if it gets messed up, luckily you got like several people who, if one person gets messed up in their spot, there's a lot of other people that can kind of get us all back to where it's supposed to be, or it just kind of keeps going. But it's just complicated. It's very complicated music.
Those are two very varied artists for you.
Yes.
In that sense. I mean, you toured with Meatloaf for how long? On and off, right?
Yeah, on and off. We started on tour the end of 2015.
Okay.
We did 3 tours, one in October to like November 2015, and then 2 last year, and then through like July of last year.
Wow. And were you in Europe a lot too? for this?
No, we didn't make it to Europe.
Okay.
But,
so this is mostly a stateside tour.
Mostly states, and we were in Canada last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Canada. Our neighbors.
Oh, Canada.
They still love us too. Thank you.
So that was fun.
So how is tour life compared to you with being on the show? You know, like obviously when you the thing you have to know about Cian, first of all, the powerhouse part of her is that when she's not on tour, she comes back to Vegas and does shows. So it's not like I'm relaxed.
I'm trying.
I'm checking out. I'm gonna go stay at the hotel. Do some blah, blah, do some blah, blah. She literally keeps going. She comes back and does Raiding the Rock Vault here in Vegas, and now it's reopening here again.
March 11th
at Vinyl.
At Vinyl.
You can't get away from Vinyl.
I know. That's cool. It's a nice rock venue. I hope it works out there.
Yeah,
really
it's a really fun. Well, it's a fun venue for them to have a permanent residence.
Yeah,
a permanent show. The majority of things they have Andrew Dice Clay. Like that's the showroom they set up for. So it'll be nice for them to work with their sound and lighting for a big production show like Raiding the Rock Vault will be. What? Step up your game. Step up your game, lighting.
It'll be fun. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a good venue for that show.
No, it's good. It's a really fun venue.
And it's at the Hard Rock.
I know. That's where it belongs.
Yeah.
Raiding the Rock Vault at the Hard Rock.
Yeah,
you can't
really
get any
does.
better billing than that. So that starts when?
March 11th, and it'll be every night except for Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay. Every night.
So 5 days a week.
Shit. 5 nights a week at Vinyl.
Off Thursday, Friday.
Starts March 11th. Get
March
your tickets
11th.
now for that. Well, we'll come see you there. Are you going to be now? Are you here for a little while?
I'm here till April 25th, and then I'll be back out with Dweezil Zappa from April 25th through May 6th. And then I'm back here again until like July. So
talk about Dweezil Zappa. And how did this come about for you? This is him right here?
Yep, that's Dweezil.
I don't know a lot
about And that's
about
me
Dweezil,
trying to play the guitar.
Are you really playing? You're not
really
it's
playing.
not somebody playing over you as a prop.
I'm really playing.
Okay,
I've started playing guitar.
Yeah.
I am not great. I am no Dweezil Zappa.
Yeah.
But it was weird because I joined his band with the sax player from Meatloaf.
Okay. Oh.
Last July, we were supposed to go on tour with Meatloaf, and the tour, like 3 days before we went out, the thing he ended up canceling the tour.
Okay.
And so that beyond August, we were free until further notice.
Right.
And the sax player ended up calling me, and he's like, I'm going to be doing Dweezil's next run in September or October because we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
He said when I got the gig, he asked me if I knew any female singers, and he was like, well, so I gave him your name.
Uh-huh.
And me and the sax, his name's David Luther, amazingly talented sax player. He's in New York, but we used to sit on the Meatloaf bus and listen to Frank Zappa music.
Oh wow!
And so yeah, so we're both
foreshadowing.
Fans anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, oh, I gave him your name, and so I got a call from Dweezil, and then I sent in my audition videos, and then I got the gig.
Awesome!
A couple weeks later.
That's awesome. That's your crew right there.
That's the crew.
That's so fun. And
so
your tour, the venues are mostly what kind of venues? Give me an example of a venue and
kind of like
Brooklyn
some of them
Bowl.
are more like Vinyl.
Okay.
Some of them are like Brooklyn Bowl, and then a 1,500 seat theaters, maybe smaller, older theaters.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's kind of
Did you go to Seattle?
We haven't made it to Seattle.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think we might be going there in April.
Yeah, someone like the Moore Theater. I used to live up there, and I this seems like I love that crowd. That's an awesome crowd right there.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
They're tight, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's a blast. So they pack the venues, and they're it's not as Meatloaf. We were doing arenas.
Yeah, right,
hockey arenas and stuff like that. Not always the full arena, but much
but big enough
venues.
crowds. Yeah, you're talking
usually 10, a larger venue.
People.
But then Meat also did 1,200, 1,500.
I like this
theaters.
Luke
That's
Skywalker here. Okay, the Beacon Theater. Yeah,
New York.
Is this you in the Princess Leia, or are you right there? Right here.
Alice in Chains.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Alice
That's
in Wonderland
fun.
and Chains.
What was the meaning? What was the meaning behind all of this, Gar?
That was Halloween. We ended up doing 2 Halloween shows.
Yeah.
So we had one on October 30th, this was October 30th, and the next we were in Washington D.C. on the 31st.
That's the best.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was so
that.
much fun. It was a blast.
That's a killer costume. I'm gonna have to copy that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Lemmy over here.
Nice.
So Dweezil did not dress up. This
No,
is
but
Ike
that's
Willis.
okay. That's all
Ike
right.
Willis was actually on.
He dresses himself that day.
Yes, he does. I don't think he ever dresses up. But Ike Willis he comes in and does a few shows with us. He actually is on Frank Zappa. He sang with Frank Zappa for several albums, and so he came out and he does guest stuff with us too. And
it must feel so gratifying that you're on tour with people who are music legends in that sense.
It's amazing. It's
like that feeling, and you've kind of had this path that way. When I first met Cian worked on We Will Rock You at the Paris Hotel here, and worked with Brian May and Roger Taylor. Like literally, did I get those right? Oh yeah, Roger May and Rod Taylor.
Brian May,
Brian
Roger
and Roger, as they're known. Shut up over there from the booth. Settle. I will blow my nose in your ear again. You performed with that. The legends on your roster must make you want to pause in a sense for like, where is my life trajectory going next?
I do. I pause all the time. I pause all the time to be grateful for everything that I've gotten to do, because it's been a crazy journey, and I never saw any of this coming. When you started out, where did you hail from? You came from where? Pittsburgh.
From Pittsburgh, yeah.
Pittsburgh, PA.
And then you came out west. You made the venture out west when in your life?
I ended up here with Brandon Nix, who's going to be doing the Queen show with us.
Brandon Nix, he's watching at home in the rain, probably making fried chicken. He was doing that the other day on Facebook. I was like, that looks delicious. I wanted to stop by and eat it, but I couldn't.
Should bring it to the show next week.
I'm on a diet.
Whatever.
As I drink my gin.
So
there's no calories in gin. Yeah. But you with Brandon Nix.
So we came out here with Saturday Night Fever the musical
that's right.
at the Sahara Casino when that was open.
Right. With Tony Gonzalez, right? Yeah.
Yep,
I'm like, I remember all the names.
A few other people. 2004.
2004, yeah. Before We Will Rock You, because that was 2005-ish, right? Or right at the end of 4 into 5.
We moved here like June 2004, around then.
Yeah.
And then the run was about 5 months. Yeah. And then we ended up getting an audition for We Will Rock You, and they had like a replacements call.
Because it was already going, because you came in after the fact. Yeah. That's right, yeah.
I think We Will Rock You opened around the same time that we did.
Yeah.
And then...
we opened and closed within a year's time, like a little over a year's time.
Yeah.
05,
so we ended up getting the audition, and then Brandon and I both got hired for We Will Rock You, and then along with a few other people from Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
And we stuck into that show for the whole run until it closed in November of 2005.
Yep.
And like a month before that, my ex and I ended up getting an apartment. And we had just had our housewarming party, and like 3 days later we found out the show was closing, and I was like, wow.
It was such a good show.
It was fun.
It was so fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
The fact that it made its debut in the U.S. in Vegas versus Broadway, that was something that was new for us too.
Yeah. I guess everybody kind of thought that it would last longer, but it's tough in a casino sometimes when they cut it down it down a lot, and you just don't know what.
But there were powerhouses in that show. I mean,
my God.
I still see some of those people like Ty Taylor.
Yep.
Vintage
Trouble.
Yeah. My favorite is Amir Talai. If you've ever watched any Doritos commercials or Pringles commercials, or he was in that movie with Jennifer Lopez about what to expect when you're expecting movie.
Even see that, but
he is everywhere. Amir is everywhere. I think he even got even more famous holding up a sign during the Women's March, during Trump's anti-Trump Women's March. He was holding up a sign, and he got a lot of publicity on this sign. But he's an amazing person. There's so many people that came out of that show.
Yeah.
Nikki Scalera. I mean, there were so many fun people that came out of that show that are still employed here in Vegas,
and
as
also,
it were.
Like Patty Russo.
Yeah.
Queen.
Oh my God.
And that's also weird. That's kind of how I got the Meatloaf gig.
Because she was with him before.
And so like the band, half of the band that played in We Will Rock You was playing with Meatloaf, and so that's how I ended up getting an audition. And then Patty Russo was like doing the same role, and then Aspen went in and did it for years. Yeah. Oh
Aspen
Miller. So
I got the goosebumps.
Aspen Vincent.
Like Aspen Vincent, because she's married to Tony Vincent, who was our original Frank. I would say Frankie Mercury. Freddie Mercury. Stop from the booth over there. Jesus. He's correcting all my rock stars. I know. It's fine. I've had a little too much gin. All she's drinking is water. Can you see this?
But I told you I would drink.
She has a buffet.
I'm almost done.
She's finished off two.
I'll
just throw them out at Andy.
Andy.
Hey, he got you. She got you. Damn. You have a good throw too. She might have a future in baseball too.
Just wait. I got one more coming.
When you were in We Will Rock You, because I want to go back to this because it's so fun. Did you ever have the privilege of singing with Brian May when he came out in the guitar and did his thing?
I never did, but I joined later, or at least when I joined, he came out, and I got to meet him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I didn't get.
He was always around. He was like kind of like the secret shopper of the show.
Yeah.
He just all of a sudden sit next to you in the audience. You're like, hey, how you doing?
Oh my God.
Yeah, legend in the audience.
That's pretty cool.
It's amazing. You know, working on that show was like such a blessing for us because we met all of you and you all became. There's someone else in there. Will Swenson. Will Swenson was in the group in the ensemble, and he ended up at Priscilla, Queen of the Desert when I saw him on Broadway, and then he ended up marrying Audra McDonald.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I know.
I didn't know that.
I was at an Audra McDonald concert at the Smith Center, and I find out my husband, Will Swenson. I'm like, and then he was nominated for a Tony, and I'm like, I think he was nominated for a Tony for Hair.
Oh my!
I don't even know my rock bands or my Broadway today. I am not a gay man nor a straight man, so whatever that is. But that's my androgynous sweater today. So I think, but you came out of that show, and people were like, they just ran for the hills of success. And I love that. You did. No, you did.
It took me a while to get a real gay. I mean, it took me a while after We Will Rock You to really kind of, because I started singing in bands and I did a couple cruise ships and then worked here, did Bevertaining.
Yes, at the Rio.
Which was amazing.
It's amazing doing that job, I've heard. Our own Eiler's done that job.
A lot of us have done that job.
Yeah. And
so I did that for a while and then did like Tony and Tina's wedding, and I was doing just like commercials and tons of stuff. And then the Meatloaf call just kind of came out of nowhere. Like I didn't.
It came because you were ready for it. It came because you were
grateful.
ready. You were ready for that call.
Oh, thanks, man.
See, this is one of the reasons when we interview, and we didn't get a chance to really get into it last time because we were really talking about our show, which we're going to plug our shows right now. We really didn't get a chance to dive into it with your career, and that's why we wanted to have you back on because
thank
you have had everyone's a small business in this town. That's what I've said to everybody because you're out trying to, like, you and Ann Martin. I didn't ask for that cue, but that's fine.
Yeah.
He's just making sure that I remember that I'm going to be doing a new show starting in April called Small Business. Big voice, because we have to remember we are small businesses trying to make it in the world. So you are going to see Cian. Cian is going to be performing with us on Friday, February 24th for the music of Queen and We Will Rock You, the album specifically for a Setlist 3.0. It's our third year of doing Setlist. She was in the first one. And that will be Friday, February 24th at House of Blues. 10 p.m. is when you'll start. The doors open at 7. We have some opening acts starting around 8. Some really awesome. Amy Guest is one of the guest performances. I know Little Miss sorry. Chelsea will be there. Amy Guest moments. I was listening to Amy Guest on the way here. There we go. Last also but not least, we have some amazing things happening at House Seats too. We have auditions coming. We are going to be doing Jesus Christ Superstar.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ Superstar. Blah, 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 blah.
Awesome.
Andrew Lloyd Webber will be there at the auditions for you. Andrew Lloyd Wright will be there for the audition process. I'm sorry. Those will be forthcoming on the House Seats Facebook House Seats Presents site. So he did a little tease on his own personal page and got a lot of comments on that. Also, I wanted to point out that Raiding the Rock Vault starts March 11th, and you'll be visiting the show during that time of the opening. So go see that at the Vinyl at the Hard Rock. And finally, I know because Scott will not let me live this down if I don't talk about it. I went to see Diana Ross. Oh my God. He's going to flash both photos really fast.
On your page.
Oh my God. She is amazing. First of all, stop with the psychedelic moment. I'm having moments of... First of all, so many Swarovski crystals on her and her outfit. And people are commenting about her wedges. I'm like, the woman is 74 years old. Leave her alone. She needs comfortable shoes when she walks on stage. She can still sing like there's nobody's business. So we were in the front row of the show.
Oh my...
Like even Frank Marino asked me, how did you get those tickets? I said... I just did. It was me. We were in better seats than Frank Marino and Alex. I'm sorry. I don't know. It was a last minute fluke. Dalton and I and Jason were there, and literally it was the most amazing moment ever. She actually even commented on Dalton's dimples. She looked at him and she goes, I have the same thing. She was amazing. She's there through February 28th, I think, at the Venetian. Okay. So go see that show. Amazing. Woo! We have so much talent in this town. We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to run out into the sun and the rain, light out there, whatever. Drink your water. I'll drink my gin. Cheers. Have a happy Friday. Cheers. Cheers.